On today's video, we talk about how California needs to make 2.5 million houses by 2030. What's going on? Adam Sports, your top real estate agent. If this is your first time to my channel, every single day I drop a video about real estate. So if you're into real estate, hit that subscribe button. On today's video, we're going to talk about a little bit of real estate that's going on in California. Just dropped a few days ago. California Department of Housing just made an announcement that in California by 2030, we're going to have to rezone for 2.5 million homes to be able to somewhat catch up to the demand that we're facing. Obviously, we know we're in a massive housing shortage and we're having it for everywhere, mostly because we haven't been building the last few years. Remember 2008 and 9 and 10 and 12, like the market was crashed. People weren't developing. Prices weren't high enough for people to develop. So we have a massive amount of shortage. It's pretty crazy to think that when Governor Newsom was running back in 2018, he said he would have 3.5 million houses by 2025. So obviously he didn't hit those numbers. Going down to the numbers, you might be thinking like, oh, 2.5 million homes by 2030. That's not that many. Well, that would mean we'd have to build 300,000 homes each single year, and last year we only built 52,000. So we're about 2 million short if we stay on the same pace we are now. So we have to figure out a way to jump up from 52,000 a year to over 300,000 houses a year. And the crazy part about it is obviously everyone knows we work with developers, and it's not that the zoning is an issue. They came out with SB 9 and SB 10, but it's funny, we come out with these laws that help out with housing and then cities are fighting them. So who knows if those will actually help. And two, those SB 9 dividing people's properties and adding ADUs on them, like, yeah, that does help with housing, but what is that? A house here, a house there. We're so short. We need to figure out ways to get developers to develop land and be able to build. Maybe it's make housing or making permits quicker, maybe making permits cheaper, maybe figure out where government owned land where they could sell it off to a developer, but then make that developer make sure costs stay the same, because out of that 2.5 million, 1 million of those have to be for low income housing. So what are we gonna do? The one thing I always hate about all these articles is they always say a number like 2.5 million by 2030, but no plan to get it done. And two, it's only for zoning. So even if they zone all those houses, but prices get out of control, we're dealing with inflation, rates are going up, supply is going up, work's going up. So as a developer, you have to start realizing, even if I have some land that's zoned for these things, can I make a profit on there? Is it worth the risk? Because at the end of the day, as a developer, you're investing all this money into a project, and if it doesn't sell and you make no money, you'll go bankrupt. So there's a big risk to take. And two, like, how much money am I gonna risk? And all the work I'm gonna do just has to make sense. At the end of the day, it comes down to zoning. So it should be very interesting. If we're gonna hit that 2.5 million, I don't see it happening, to be honest. And they're even talking about starting hitting cities with fines if they don't be able to do these things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't come down to what the government does. It comes down to real estate investors. So we're very interested to see what the government's gonna do to bring some investors in. I would love for them to hit that number. I think housing is overpriced right now. I'd love for housing to come down. I don't think rates are gonna bring them down that much, because it's sad working with a lot of buyers that are qualified for 650, have 10% down, have a good credit score, they played the game right, and they have no chance to buy a house right now. And as an agent, that sucks working with them. Obviously, it's great for sellers, but I really like more of a neutral market. Actually, not a neutral market. I like a little bit of a seller's market. It's nice when you put a house on the market priced right, it does sell in the first 7 to 10 days. That actually makes it great. But to put a house on the market in this market, sell it in the first 3 days with 20 offers and 50,000 above asking price, that's kind of out of control. So hopefully this video helps. I'd love for you to comment below if you agree with me, disagree with me, what's your thoughts on housing. And until next time, guys, peace.